So what is ahara? Ahara, as I said, we all know what is ahara. Whatever we eat from all our various organs or senses. And what is, but here physically, he's talking about the food habits, physical food habits. And he says, Ayu sattva balarogyam sukha priti vivardhanaha rasyaha snigdha sthira hyadya ahara satvika priyaha. Sattvic people, noble, kind, compassionate, divine people, what kind of food they like? It describes. That food which gives ayu, which increases your lifespan. Naturally, it's the food that is good for your, healthy for your body only will increase your lifespan. If you eat food that is not healthy, you will fall sick and you will naturally die early. So that which increases your age or lifespan, sattva, it provides right kind of nutrition, balanced nutrition. Bala, it gives you strength. After eating the food, you don't feel weak or you don't feel tired, you feel energized after eating the food. Arogya, it gives you health, it makes you healthier. Sukha, it gives you joy after eating, you feel light and joyful. Preeti, it makes you happy and develops love in you, develops kindness and love in you. Vivardhana, it all increases these things. These are the things. So, Ayu, Sattva, Bala, Arogya, Sukha, Preeti. These are the things that it should increase in you after you finish your eating your food. And what kind of food these are? Rasyaha, juicy things like fruits. They have a lot of juice. Snigdhaha, things with some bit of fat like milk, curd, butter and stuff like that. Sthira, these which are balanced, which are very steady or enduring. After eating you don't feel hungry at once. So it helps you to endure your hunger and also endure, body is able to endure the food, not get affected. Hridya. Hridya means it gives joy to your heart. You don't feel heartburns, It gives you joy in the heart. And these are aharas. These are the kind of food, sattvaka priyaha. Those who are good people, they like this food. So these are the things that we should eat which are good. I will detail it further later. Let us see what Rajasi people like it. What the passion, people driven by passion and desires. These are the people who are pure and kind. So you can think of their food is also of that kind. Katu. Katu means bitter. Amla means sour. Lavana, salty. Then Ati Ushna, that which creates heat in you. Or very spicy, you can think like that, very hot. Tikshna, very pungent or sharp in its tastes. Ruksha, dry, without any rasa in it, without any juice in it. Vidahinaha, that which creates burning in you, burning sensation, because of heat, acidity. Then these are the ahara, rajasyeshta, dukkha shoka, amaya pradaha. The Rajasic people like these kind of foods. What kind of foods? Very bitter, very sour, salty, very hot, pungent or very sharp tastes, dry, the burning sensation, acidity it creates. And these are the things they like. And what does this kind of food give you? Dukkha, it gives sadness to you. Then shoka, dukkha means sorrow, shoka means sadness or some kind of uneasiness. And amaya pradaha, he says that diseases, it brings diseases to you if you eat these kind of foods. So all those who are very interested in very spicy, very salty, fried, and dry. Dry means all the junk food is all dry food, chips and things like that. So all this is bad food according. Bad means it is the second level of bad food. There is one more level below this. But this is the food that harms you. Why it creates the shoka in you? Because after eating you are uneasy, you are restless. Then you have to take more medicines to help you digest or assimilate this food. And dukkha, you are sad because you eaten a bad food, and all around you also people are sad. That creates that kind of heartburns, and unfortunately, diseases also come. That's why many our scriptures or if you go by the pure food which is cooked during festivals and pujas, what is offered to God, it was not having too much salt. It was not having many of the other ingredients which are considered tamasic. It won't have very spicy or fried snacks. Generally, it is made boiled or something that is not stored for a long time, very freshly cooked. So we don't offer God, stale food from refrigerator. We offer fresh food because that are sattvic foods. Because juice is there. Otherwise, juice will disappear after if you store for too long. And third one, we know third one is Yata Yamam Gatarasam Puti Paryushtam Chach Yat Uchishtamapi chamedyam bhojanam tamasa priyam. Now, Rajasic people, we know they like all these things. What about Tamasic people? What kind of food they like? Yata yamam. One yamam means a 3 hour period. That food which has been cooked 3 hours before, that is yata yamam. That kind of food which is stale now. Why we generally recommend food to be eaten within 3 hours? Because the bacterial growth, especially in food like rice and other things, very fast. So the surface area is more. So when bacteria are in limited proportions, the food is healthy. But when it grows beyond a certain numbers, it harms us. Therefore, food should not be stored for too long. Then you'll say, but we have refrigerators. No, in refrigerator, bacteria can't grow. In cool and no, it it is there in potent form bacteria. It may not have multiplied. You put it out within seconds, it will multiply because what you call as a ratio of this bacteria multiplication is very fast for them. We have held them in refrigerators, but the moment you bring out, they are even faster. And so within few minutes, they will start multiplying very fast. So they harm our stomach. What else? Gatarasam, the one which has become without any rasa, without any taste, because it's been stored or fried or cooked or reheated or things too many times, it has lost its real taste. So that is also not good. Puti, that which smells, stinks, not smells, but stinks. Bad smell, foul smell is coming from them. Paryushita, which is decaying, which is already rotting, which is going bad. Then Uchishtamapi, that which has been eaten before and again you are going to eat. In the sense, sometimes we eat and we leave and then come back and want to continue eating like this. So that is Uchishtam, that kind of food. Cha amedyam. Amedyam means that food which should not be touched or it has become so bad, which cannot be offered to anybody, including God. So you cannot offer, so therefore you should not. But many people are there. We don't want to give it to their guests, but we will eat it. Why? Because it's who wastes this food? So that kind of thing. Or those people who keep reinventing the same, the mau will be the dosa batter will be there. First day, that batter will be dosa. Next day, it will be idli. Third day, uttapam. Fourth day, adai. Fifth day, something else. Same batter. It's Janmani keeps changing forms, but keep storing. Daily they don't want to soak. Daily they don't want to grind. Oh, that's a headache. So what they do, they store once and keep using that batter for 3-4 days. Or worst, buy it from the preservative markets, which has so much of preservatives in it. That these are all artificial way of keeping the food. This is not how our scriptures say. So tamasic people only use this kind of food. Naturally, tamas means laziness. Every day if you have to soak and grind and cook fresh, it requires effort only, no? So all those who store things in refrigerator, when we started our nutrition program, in fact, the first building that was built in ashram was our kitchen, Annapurna kitchen. Way back in 2012 itself, it was built. And everybody thought, why we need a big kitchen? They did not know that so many more people are going to join us and we'll have to cook for all of them. So new kitchen was made. And the first rule was made, no stale food to be given to the students. If the rice is more by the night, send it to Goshalas, distribute it, donate it. No cooking and reheating and kind of modifying it for the morning food. Don't allow that. It's not good. That's the first rule I made. That don't cook more than what children eat. Don't waste it. And don't please reheat it or reserve it again. It's not good. It's not good for anybody. So our cooks have to work really hard to give you sattvic food. But the scriptures say that it's not good to eat something that has been stored for too long or cooked at least 3 hours before, or that which has already started smelling and decaying and we hide food and eat, and this is not a good thing. So everything that needs to stay long needs preservative, some kind of too much salt or spice or sugar, something to preserve it. Otherwise it won't stay long. If you remove all these ingredients, all your Rajasic ingredients disappear, the food will only last 3 hours. Beyond that, everything requires preservation of some kind. And new food market which sells preservated food in tins and cans, they are the worst. And that is what is causing all the lifestyle diseases like cancer and things like that. I met somebody in Malaysia, he's a big scientist in food nutrition. And he asked me what could be the reason of spread of cancer. I told reheating of the oil is the reason. He immediately said, you're right, research proves that. Reheating of any fats, saturated or unsaturated, it causes this, especially with the vegetable oils and things like that, which are not natural fats also. They're even worse. So don't do this. That's what they say. So once you heat the oil, what to do with the rest of the oil? Because the vada will take away so much of oil. And then the remaining oil, If you heat it again, you're making it worse, sir. In fact, every time you heat the food, the nutritional value is going down. So you have to cook, eat fresh, and then leave. In our old times, people would cook their food immediately. They'll sit by the kitchen side, finish their food, and go. And next time they'll come back, only then food will be cooked fresh and served. Think of the hotel culture, restaurant cultures, and worst is the canteen culture. It is ruining the society because one, it is tamasic, it creates more laziness in us, and the kind of thoughts. We have three things: Paka Shuddhi, Patra Shuddhi, and Padartha Shuddhi. Paka Shuddhi means the food, very process of cooking itself should be pure. Padartha Shuddhi, the ingredients that we have acquired, should have been acquired by righteous means. And Patra Shuddhi, the vessels in which we cook also should be clean and pure. It seems one sage went to eat in somebody's house, and after eating he was served in silver vessels. He felt like stealing the spoon and the katori, the cup, and he silently put it in his bag and he left. After some way, when he went, the food had got digested. Then he realized that why did he steal? He shouldn't have done such a terrible thing. Why did he do so? He was very remorseful, and he went back to the house and said to the person who had served, "I'm very sorry, I stole some cup and silver cutlery from here. And I do not know why did I do, but can you tell me who cooked the food? Did your wife cook the food today?" Then they found that the wife did not cook the food. Another neighbor had cooked the food because wife was not keeping well. And this neighbor was kleptomaniac. She used to keep stealing things. Some people are there. They don't need it, but they still steal it, pocket it like that. That is their habit. So she had that habit of stealing things from people's homes. And because she cooked the food with the same idea that, oh, such nice vessels, maybe I can steal a few by the end of the day. And this thought went into the food, and from the food it went into the head of this sage. And he also started stealing. And now you think you go and eat in a restaurant or a hotel outside, cooked by somebody who might have just fought with somebody, or had some other terrible thought, or watched some terrible thing, or had an argument or fight. And that person cooks all the emotions through food you come, because every energy is matter and matter is energy. That's why I tell, pray before cooking. To the cooks, we tell them, you have to pray, you have to have a bhajan every morning before you start the kitchen. After that, clean everything first in the morning. Keep vessels clean, place clean. And all the vegetables that we acquire also, see, righteous means. Righteous means goes all the way till organic and farming. So we changed everything. Most of our ingredients has been changed into organic ingredients which are grown without using pesticides and other chemicals. Why? Because they are harming the soil, the bacteria in the soil, the environment. So we are trying to be as less damaging to the environment as possible. But some children complain, this red rice is terrible to eat, we don't like it. So I said, yes, but that is good for your health. That is sattvic food. If you polish it and things like that using all kinds of chemicals, it looks nice, smells nice, but it is not nice. It is not good for you. So idea is that we try to remain as sattvic as possible. Sometimes once in a while you eat a little fried thing is okay. But as Krishna says, yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. What is yoga? Moderation is yoga. Sometimes eat a little pizza, sometimes eat a little ice cream, that's okay. Every day wanting to eat the same thing is not okay. That's not good. Also, how you cook, clean, keep things, the cook's attitude, the cleaner's attitude, the people who have bought the vegetables or the food ingredients, their attitude, all that becomes a part of you sooner or later. So much of importance just given to food. So worst case, I tell you, even if you don't have other controls, at least do Brahmarpanam in your food to begin with. Whatever you see, hear, taste, touch, smell, eat, everything should be purer. That's why I don't appreciate too much of, I'm not saying vegetarian, non-vegetarian, but you are already knowing the category of foods. You only classify them. In fact, in food, I always tell, whatever comes from the sky is the best food. It means a fruit that falls on its own after the birds have eaten, and ripe fruit. Whatever grows under the earth, whatever grows above the earth is the second better food, like grains, pulses, and anything else that grows, soppu and things like that. Whatever grows under the earth is the tamasic food, like potatoes and your other roots and tubers, they are tamasic. And whatever moves should not be eaten at all. Whatever comes from the sky, pure rain water, or the fruits that fall on their own after the birds have eaten. That is what sannyasis take. And those which grow above earth, which are grains and things like that, that is taken by the second level of people, which is kind of Rajasi food, which is taken by, let's say, Vanaprasthi state. Whatever grows under the earth, people worldly, desirous of things in the world. That way they are very worldly people. They eat tamasic foods, which comes from. And whatever moves, only Rakshasas eat. Humans don't eat that. Only Rakshasas are made to eat moving things, Humans are not made to eat. Then you will say, but when we were hunters, gatherers, we used to eat everything, including each other. Then what happens? I said, that time you were not wearing shirt and pant and living inside the houses. If you're willing to go back to caves and roam around the way you did, you can eat whatever you want. Everything else has changed in our life, but we don't want to change our food habits. Isn't it hypocrisy? Everything we have changed. We use mobile phones, we don't write letters anymore. We wear stitched clothes, we don't wrap our leaves and bark around us. We don't live in caves, we live in posh houses. We don't walk, we go in vehicles. All the things have changed, but our food habits, we still want to eat things which are moving. And like hunter-gatherers of the past. That's not fair, that's not right. Every week 2 billion animals are killed to feed 6 billion people on earth. Every week. And the carbon footprint because of animal farming, it's more than 50% of the total carbon footprint in the world. From vehicles, industries and everything else. The carbon dioxide emission from farms, animal farms is much more than 50%. And that is so harmful to the environment. If you tell me, people tell, let's cut down on the use of coal, let's cut down on use of fossil fuels like oil and gas and things like that, or let's start carpooling, let's start walking and bicycling. I tell them, all this you do on one side and stop eating moving things on the other side, it will have equal impact. Which is easier? Our Krishna says, Rasopi rasavarjasya. Though not only the eating, the taste to the tongue, the taste to the mind also should disappear. That craving should disappear. That is how we should develop spiritually, Anta.